This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
We begin tonight with a storm alert. Strong storms are popping up south and west of St. Louis. Thanks for joining us. I'm Holden Kerwicki. Mike and Ann have the night off. Let's go directly over to meteorologist Gary Frank. He has our weather first forecast. Gary?
Yeah, good evening, Holden. We're starting to see, this 4-box of different views really shows you the difference between Highland, Weldon Spring, Moscow Mills, but then Farmington. It's raining pretty hard in Farmington. That's one of the areas that's going to be impacted here right now and over the next couple of hours. You'll see where those storms have started to fill in from Herman, Sullivan, and in Farmington specifically, and that's where the heavy rain is, and that's why we're in storm alert. We have a severe thunderstorm warning right now for Madison, St. Francis, St. Genevieve County until 6:15. And this is where we've seen a 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. We've also seen that at the Vichy-Raleigh Airport. You'll see that in Farmington. This is until 6:15. So for another 15 minutes as this continues to drift off slowly to the east at about 30 miles an hour. So it's not moving too quickly here. So as I take that away from you, I want to kind of give you an idea of where this is and just how quick this is moving. The leading edge of this, as it's moving very slowly, just the leading edge of this here, still in Clearwater by 6:17, St. Genevieve by 6:30. So this is really the only area that's impacted, but still 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are confirmed. We've had a couple of reports so far. Otherwise, to the north, we'll watch this storm specifically near Pinckney and also Union. This is a little weaker, but you'll still get maybe a 40-mile-an-hour wind gust. So now through 9 o'clock, isolated 60-mile-an-hour wind gust possible, brief heavy downpours, with most of this fizzling just after sunset. We'll look at another spot with this rain right now. We'll track that for you here and also talk about what's in store for us the next 36 hours.
All right, thank you, Gary. Police say they found the person responsible for a homicide in Ferguson. Earlier this morning, police found a woman dead in her backyard. It happened early this morning at a house on Blanding Drive. Just hours ago, St. Louis County Police announced an arrest in this case. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live from St. Louis County Police Department headquarters. Diamond, what details can you tell us right now?
Well, Holden, police tell us that this woman's body was found in her backyard. It was covered in plastic, bed sheets, and then she was stuffed into a wheelbarrow. Now, I spoke to neighbors who say this house has had problems in the past. Crime scene tape is wrapped around the 7400 block of Blanding Drive for the second time in the past 2 years. Early Monday morning, police responded to a welfare check. That's when they found a woman wrapped in plastic and covered up in her backyard. They say she had blunt force trauma to her face and back of the head. Neighbor Keisha Harris lives a couple doors down and says she was asleep, but her dogs alerted her that something was very wrong.
I woke up like at 3-something, maybe 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, and just seeing the crime scene unit out. He just asked, did I hear any noises or anything like that? This afternoon, St. Louis County Police charged 32-year-old Rodney Hubbard on multiple counts, including second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. Neighbors say police officers went door to door in search of ring camera footage. 1 year ago, in June 2022, another homicide happened at the home where an adult male was found dead on his living room floor. Shots were fired from outside the home that struck him. Neighbors tell me they believe the two were a couple. We talked when I moved in, a week after I moved in, we probably talked. And she just asked, how do I like the house? But that's about it.
Harris has a soon-to-be 3-year-old daughter and says the crimes are another reason to beef up her security system.
It's just now you just got to be more protective and have more protection. And like I said, invest in cameras.
The St. Louis County prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell says this crime is tragic on many levels. Now, the St. Louis County Police Department has not identified this victim by her name or her age, but they say they will do that after they notify the next of kin. Reporting live in Clayton, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Right now, officials are working to fix a system-wide outage impacting an entire hospital system in Illinois. We've learned the cyber attack is a root of the cause. Our Justina Cornell spoke to a Metro East woman who saw the problems this week in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Eager to get to the emergency room, that was Jen Emig's mission more than a week ago. She showed up here at HSHS St. Elizabeth's Hospital in O'Fallon, Illinois. Her dad was in pain.
everything was fine. And then Sunday, the systems went down. My dad went into surgery on Sunday.
Little did she know she'd walk into another crisis. Just 24 hours there, a system-wide outage crippled the HSHS hospital system on August 27th. 3 other hospitals are also impacted in our coverage area, including Holy Family Hospital in Greenville, Illinois, St. Joseph's Highland, and St. Joseph's Breeze. Emig was just one of thousands feeling the impact.
What's concerning to me is like they did a CT scan when he was admitted into the, when he went to the ER that first day, and they're unable to pull anything up prior to the outage. We had another CT scan post-surgery. I couldn't compare the images. Everything is slower because everybody's reading paper.
5 on Your Side has asked for multiple updates from HSHS. Their team has referred us to their website for details. The latest information was Friday from its CEO.
We can confirm this was the result of a cybersecurity incident.
That incident impacted clinical operations and communication systems.
I feel like the outage has lasted too long. It was very concerning. It's kind of unacceptable.
Emig believes the outage slowed everything down. And in a situation where every second counts, she only wants things to look up.
As good as you are medically and professionally, I just don't think you can deny that not having computers isn't impacting the care.
Justina Cornell, 5 on Your Side.
There is no update on when the system will be restored. The spokesperson for the hospital says there should be an update today, but as of right now, we're still waiting for those details. Workers celebrated their momentum in winning key political fights and recruiting and organizing more union members today. Our political editor Mark Maxwell reports from one of the largest Labor Day parades in the region.
It seemed the whole town came out to show union pride in the Labor Day parade in the blue-collar town of Belleville.
There is a big history of labor in the Belleville area.
Celebrate the labor of all our good workers here, so unions are strong in this town.
And they're growing stronger. Union membership grew for the first time since 2017 last year, the resurgence coming during a period of economic uncertainty and the emergence of the popular term essential worker.
It's about celebrating us because we work hard to bring your lights and power to you. And we also want to make sure that everybody gets paid well.
The union is fair labor. That's what it means to me.
Several workers and parade goers celebrated the passage of the Workers' Rights Amendment, banning so-called right-to-work laws in Illinois' state constitution. IBEW laborer Josh Wiegers says workers form a formidable political movement.
Illinois is very pro-union, pro-worker, and we are happy to help the officials that help us.
Across the country, the number of union shops and union workers remains much lower than it was 40 years ago. In 1980, 1 in 4 workers belonged to a union. Today, that number is just 1 in 10. But public support is soaring. 71% of registered voters support unions, the highest point since the 1960s.
I think it's good to have equal pay for all across the board. And I think in this time, a lot of women don't get paid as much as men, and I think unions kind of equalize that. So it's a good thing.
And with more changes coming in manufacturing, transportation, and healthcare sectors, workers hope the next generation will see the benefits in organizing for bargaining power to negotiate higher wages.
The baby boomers are retiring, and there is a huge gap in the workforce that we need to start filling with the younger people. And hopefully they understand college isn't for everybody, and we have a great opportunity for people to succeed in life.
Reporting in Belleville, Mark Maxwell, 5 on Your Side.
A recent report from the University of Illinois shows construction and teaching jobs tend to have the highest amount of union members, while sales and service jobs are among the lowest. The same study found that union workers tend to make 12.5% more than their non-union counterparts.